Welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. Looks like I am 1861 playing against an 1867 rated player. I'm playing a 10-5 game today. Unfortunately, it's all I have time for. It looks like we're going to go into an exchange Caro. We tend to just kind of, develop the pieces, put this bishop here, castle. We'll see if they play. Not many people play the actual main line, which is quite interesting. I know this line pretty deep. They tend to deviate at some point. Okay, this person seems to actually be playing the main line, so that'll be interesting if they continue. I think I go here now, so that then I can go here without locking the bishop in and making a French bishop for no reason at all. Usually I think they play the knight first, then they play that, but I think the order is the same here. I'm going to go here, we're going to go here, we're going to go here, and we'll see if they do it. We'll see if they castle here and do the main line. It'll be very interesting. I haven't had like a lengthy main line exchange Caro in a long time, which is kind of funny because it's like, is it the main line then? I don't know. Or is it just like what grandmasters play and none of us are grandmasters? Okay. So we're still just cooking along. But here, normally this queen is here. And so then if I castle, I'm giving up the pawn. So I can just castle here without having to worry about that. Let's make sure nothing's different. I haven't actually been thinking at all in this game. I've just been making moves. Maybe we should try thinking. Okay. There's an interesting idea here. If I go take, I can stick this guy here and be threatening this pawn. But of course, there's a knight there, so it doesn't really do anything. I think there's no reason not to castle here. It seems like kind of an easy move. Okay. I'm not really sure what this does specifically here. I mean, there are many positions where that's a good move. So this is where I get torn. Like the typical plan here would be to go here and start a minority attack. It never seems to quite work because white gets to just like throw the knight in here, and then they get some attacking chances, and I don't really know what else I'm supposed to do from the black side of this. So we're going to do what we do, which is start a minority attack. It usually peters out to some... Well, usually they get an attack. I have to defend against it, and then I get to later come back to it. So notice we have this idea at some point. So that's kind of interesting. So we could go like here, here, and if they were to take, we would get to trade off one of... Well, not one of. The bishop, which would be quite good for us. If the knight goes here, I think I can just... Oh, yes. I guess I can't just straight up ignore it. But I think I can go like here, here. And that should be okay. So I think we're still fine with this minority attack idea. Almost assuredly, this knight is going here. Okay, that's fine. This is the like standard response to that. We go here and then we go here. Just trying to... The point is like disrupting these pawns. Okay, we don't want to go here, right? Because then this comes. This is hit. It has to move. Then this is hanging. But I think we can just go here, here, and then we'll have this nice little structure that this is no longer beating on. So I don't think I... And if I go here and they take with the knight and I take, I think I'm fine with that. And I'm going to take this way to keep this nice, beautiful pawn structure intact instead of taking this way and giving myself the F file. Because then this is a backwards pawn. It just feels like this taking this way feels a little bit more aggressive, but way more fragile. Okay, so that's an interesting move. Feels like the idea is just to put yet another attacker down here, but I don't think that works. I think as soon as I go here, everything sort of doesn't work. Let's just be sure about that. Because at any moment they could go here and disrupt that way. I mean, where is he going with this? Here, here, or here? Probably here, actually. Now that I think about it. That seems kind of reasonable. Then he takes, I take, he's messed up the pawns. But I still think I can get away with this idea. And just kind of try... I guess this isn't actually as good as it would have been without this. Because even if I go here and here, which is actually quite good for me and exactly what I want, I can't put my knight in here to do this double attack. So I'm still going to have to deal with what's looking to become a pretty big attack, right? Like my opponent is just bringing more and more and more heat to the party. And I am continuing to kind of try to ignore it. Okay, interesting. So I do have this idea, but they could just stay here and stay on the attack. I think the best idea is to go here. And now I've got some ideas of like sticking a rook here, maybe by doubling these rooks. This pawn is now being hit. It's being guarded, but still being hit. I also have ideas of putting a rook here and taking here with a showdown situation. See my new chessable, of course. And if they take, the queen would fail, so it falls. So there's a lot happening here. I really need to figure out like how do I want to handle all this? What if I were to take here first? And then they took, and then the rook comes over. I think they should be fine, right? They can't go here. They can go here. And is that it? Takes. And here. Those are the two squares available. And I think that puts them in a totally fine spot. So I don't think we can do that wild sack. I'm pretty tempted to just go here now. And if they take this way, that's probably even better. Now the queen is alive and doing things. This is a little tempting, but it feels like why am I giving up this? Right? I don't think I need to do that. All right, I'm going to go here and just try to like defend for a moment here and then kind of get back to what I'm doing. Now, having said that, that is exactly what happens to me a lot with a minority attack is I'll get back to it and then I don't get back to it. It's just too much, too fast, and it becomes overwhelming. But this wall, all their pieces look very aggressive and it just, I don't know, it doesn't look that amazing. Also, this pawn is kind of in the way. I think their rook would rather be here. Then they have some cool ideas like sack, take, threatening to come in. So I don't know. I just don't think they have anything. Okay, that's even weirder. So they're gonna take. I don't know what's going on there. I think this is the move. I'm a little bit nervous about pulling defenders away, but okay. I guess the question is, if I go here, what do they do? They're probably not just gonna let me take here, right? So let's not be ridiculous. I go here. My opponent goes where? I've given up this bishop, so they could just go here with the queen and then like come out there. But if they move the queen away, then I get to go here with my rook getting some threats going. The other idea I have is to like this and this right away to bring the rook in. But I think I'm going to go here. I think I'm on this pawn that I want to be on anyway. So now if they move away, then maybe I go like this and move the knight to the other side of the board, and then this pawn is weak. Okay, so they just took, and they're like, nope, I'm bringing it. All my pieces are here. But the question is, can I just go here? How would they respond? Okay, I don't think it works because of this situation. I think if I were to go here, they would move the queen here. And then what do I have now? I have nothing. So this is interesting, but there's no way to attack that. All right, so if I go here, here, this looks very scary, but I don't know if it is. I guess they would go here, but then I go here. Also, I can go here right away. All right, I'm going to do this. I'm going to say, okay, wait. If I go here, I miss this. They can go here. Maybe that is the devastating piece of this. Yeah, because then this is hanging. I have to go like here, and then they can chase it her away. So yeah, so maybe that is the biggest part of this problem. So maybe this is the answer, to just take here and say, okay, but then what about here? Oh, okay. Well, I might be in just in big trouble here. I'm not really sure. Okay, so I think they saw that idea and weren't worried about it. So then the question is, can I go here? And I think the answer is I need to go here. And if they go like this and this and this, I feel like I've actually stifled their attack quite a bit. Problem is I think I'm down a pawn at the end of this. But they do have weak pawns. I have weak pawns. I don't really know. Oh, and I can't go here because then this guy's hanging, which is annoying. So, what? This is hanging straight up. Can I do that, or am I pulling too many defenders away from a very vulnerable position? This would be a very greedy pawn grab, but it would let me take here then with the other rook, which I like, and would threaten them. Okay, I don't really have time to calculate this out. I'm going to say this probably won't work. I guess the nice thing is they can't go here. The queen is covering that. The main reason I'm doing this is not necessarily just to grab a pawn. It's that I get to go here also, threaten to trade this guy, then go here, threaten to trade this guy, and kind of like take some of the juice out of their position. And if I can do that, then I think I'm in pretty good shape. I have this passed pawn. We'll probably be equal. I'll probably pick up this. They'll pick up this. And then if I can get one of the rooks off, their attack is diminished. And now this passed pawn is better than this extra pawn. So that's kind of what I'm leaning into, but I fully get that I may get severely punished here somehow. Ooh, that was an interesting idea. Yeah, I wasn't expecting that for some reason. What if I go here threatening the knight? Where does the knight go, or what do they do? If they go like here to back it up, I think I'm okay with that. I can take, they'll do a discovery here though, which looks kind of good. All right. I could also go here. Is that better? Which way is better? I think this way is better. Then if they move the knight, I can take with the queen. I think I like that. And also if I had gone here, maybe they have this idea. Okay. So the knight moves away. I like it. I think I want to go here. I guess the problem is that I can't do my plan of like this, which seems strong. No, I can't do that yet because of this guy. Do I want to go like here and then double? I don't think so. I think I'll go here. Wait. This move. What is that threatening if I go there? I kind of think actually the more I look at it, I think I want to go here and here and try to shut down the attack that way. That seems kind of strong. Because if I can keep these rooks out of the attack and even trade one off, even giving up this pawn, I think would be well worth it. Is that an issue? Right? Okay, I could also attack this pawn, which would be interesting. I don't think I want to leave that one. I think I am going to go here. Yeah, I'm going to go here. And the plan here, again, is to try to get rid of one of these rooks in. We're at 2 minutes. This is the only problem with streaming. I really, or recording these, I really enjoy it. And I feel like it is a fun experience. Really only the problem is time. If we could make a deal where I got twice as much time as my opponent because I was going to be talking, then it would be totally fair match and I would win a lot more games. As it stands, I'm at a pretty big disadvantage with time. Okay, so Originally I was going to go here, but now I'm looking at like here threatening this pawn looks kind of great. I guess they might move their knight here though. And then if I take, that's a mess. So probably I need to go like this. Keep this knight here, cutting the queen off from there. And this knight is holding everything together. It's quite lovely. The problem is I can't move this rook because that would be mate, which is very unfortunate. Maybe I can maneuver in such a way that I force a queen trade. That would be kind of ideal at this point. So what if I went like here and then here? If I go here, where's that rook going? Oh, it could go over here to threaten the pawn, which would be annoying. Okay, I think I'm going to go here. And I am quickly running out of time. Okay, I kind of assume he's going to take here. No, I guess he can't. That is a nice part of that move I made. And if this guy comes up at all, we do have this rook check, but this follow-up check doesn't work. So I don't know if we have anything there. If he comes up also, though, we could go like here, check. We do have this check on the square, but it's well guarded. Perhaps even pushing here, depending on where the rook goes. Like if the rook goes over, this might be the answer. And then if they take, I'm taking, I'm checking them. Maybe now I've kind of taken over the attack. I'd rather not lose that pawn, but I don't know. Maybe I'm going to have to. Although, I guess if they go here and I push here, this doesn't lose the pawn, right? The queen is still on it. Okay, so that's interesting. Seems reasonable. Let's go here and put the pressure on this way. What about actually something like, okay. Do I have something cute here with like check here? Not anymore because he's there, but I could go check here. How would they block that? A million different ways that are all fine. So I'm going to take here. He does have this thing eventually, which is going to be a problem. Let's see what happens. Ooh, also this pawn is in some serious jeopardy now. Oh, not if he goes like that. I think I can push. I assume they're going to go there. But I can come back here to guard it. So I think... Oh, I can't go back there to guard it. Oh, no. I guess I can go here and here, though. But, yeah, I'm glad I saw that indeed does not work. But I'm getting pretty close to a queen here. So that's lovely. Oh, yeah, and then this, followed by that, is actually check. Ooh, that was a very good move, actually. I didn't really think that they could do it that way. Unless, of course, this wins the game. So I go here, check. Goes there, goes here. And that wins, I believe. I mean, if I can finish it in time. So I just go here then. Nope, doesn't win. He's got that move. Whoops. That's what happens when you're low on time. But I have this. So maybe it's... Okay, unless he goes that way. I think I don't have much choice but to go there. Okay, and then I go here. He has to go all the way back. Okay, I guess that's right. He could do it that way. I'll go here. And then... Let's go here. Yeah, I don't think there's any way I can win now. That's unfortunate. Go here. Goes there. wonder if I should have... No, it wouldn't have worked. I don't even actually know what to do here. I think I don't know. Because the rook is doing a really good job doing two jobs simultaneously. So, like, although that's a very passive rook theoretically, it's actually kind of decent rook. If I go here and he goes here, yeah, and then he ends up going there. I think this is a problem if he goes there. Okay, he didn't go there, so I can go here now. I think this is okay. No, I don't know. I'll go here. Cut him off as much as I can. Now I think I'm fighting for a draw at this point. I think I should be able to hold it if it wasn't excruciating time trouble. That's the part I'm most worried about. I think after here I can go here. Okay. So he goes there. I can't push. So I'm going to go here. Yeah, so he's going to end up with a... Oh, okay. Once he does that. Right. I think I need to go here. And if he goes here, he does get to win this pawn. Okay. I'll go here. I don't even know what mistakes he could make for me to win. Okay, I'll go here. Okay. Very happy to take a draw. And I think that's where I was looking to be. I might just repeat here. Yeah, there's no way for me to be able to win. Okay. So I definitely messed that up. Yeah, it's tough when you have a really good position and you turn it into a draw. But let's see what happens. Okay, so we played the main line of the exchange Caro for quite a while. Yeah, he sort of deviated already with the chance to play the queen out, but that's okay. He goes here, which is all still mainline theory. This is the main move according to the database. Interestingly, the main move now, well, I never mind. There's only one. So, yeah, I don't know. It just seems like initiate minority attack is the plan. And then the knight comes in, and that's the normal plan. And then it's just kind of like, okay, we'll go here and break up his pawn structure, which is nice. And this is all sort of normal stuff. Interesting. Why did I not just take this pawn now? I don't think I have a good reason not to take it now. I think I became tunnel visioned by this move and just didn't take it. I don't think that was a choice. Oh, interesting. The engine says that this is a giant lead for me. I thought this was a disaster because of this. And then they get to go in here. So how is this not a bad situation for me? Oh, coupled with my other idea. Oh no, I didn't merge the two ideas. Because if he just goes here, well, that's not super scary. The engine says this is probably just best. Just guard the pawn, and now you're just winning. Okay, so this is one of those take the sack moments, and I just wrong ordered it. Okay, so now we are firmly in even territory once more, even with this extra pawn. There's not a lot happening here. I think my opponent makes a mistake soon, though. Here. I'm starting to get pretty happy with my position here. And I thought, okay, this is going to be a lot of pressure. and I should be winning. The engine says this is equal, and that this is probably not the best move. In fact, this is game losing for exactly the reason that I thought. And it's exactly all the right moves here. And then they go here, and now I win. So there's an only move here. I didn't see what it was. What's the only move? What is the only move here? The problem is the queen is hanging. If I take the queen... Wait, what if I just do it right? And I take the queen, he takes, and instead of getting cute, I just go here, which was my original plan. And I thought, no, I can push further. And then if they try to go there, I'll be down. So if I just go there, then they have to go here. Then I go here, and then they have to go there to defend. And that's just much different, right? Then my rook can come up all the way to here, cut off their king. Then if I really want, I could try to run my king down. So I think I made the right move here now that I'm looking at it more. Yes, so I made the right move. I just messed that up. That's a draw. This is a win. Whew. The reason I went here is I thought that they would be forced to go here. For some, well, not for some reason, because I had no time. I thought that this was not possible, which is ridiculous. So if instead I just go here, let's sort of play this out, right? They have to come down. I can push this even farther. They have to come over here or they lose. And now I just bring the king over. And they start trying to do some cool stuff. And I just say, okay, I'll just keep marching my king across the board. We're going to try to make all the best moves for my opponent. Just to see, you know, if they make all the right moves. G5, they're going to get a passer soon, which is a little bit scary. And we would have had to do the math on this, right? You can't just wing this out because you got to make sure it's going to work. Here, takes. The problem is our rook is covering it, right? And so now our king is covering this, and our rook is covering this. And I think now we can see, like, this plan is just not going to work, right? Now the rook has to get out. We just queen. And that's it, right? That's the game. Over here, we're just gonna come over here, and then now they're out of checks. So I took a win, and I managed to turn it into a draw. It feels like a pretty well played game overall. Other than that, I had some moments. I'm just going through to make sure I didn't miss anything. No, just a draw. We'll grab a computer analysis while I talk to you about my takeaways here. So my takeaways are that I played the opening well. I mean, it's not a super sharp opening. I feel like I knew the main plan that I wanted to do. I wasn't thrilled with it, but it seemed to work just fine. I think I properly assessed their attack as not being that great, forcing them to make a really desperate move. And this was really the big miss for me, was missing this, right? Missing that I could take here, because if this move, which looks devastating, it is not devastating because I have a fork. They take, I take, and then I'm just up a piece. So that was really the big thing I missed in this position, was a move that I made. I just could have made this move first, then make this move. So seeing like all of the nuances in a position can be very challenging. So I think that's my biggest takeaway. I saw some cool tactical ideas, but I missed the biggest nuance in the position. And then I think, you know, I played quite well from there in an even position. I didn't overreact to their attack. I put a lot of pressure on them, and in the end caused them to make a game-losing blunder, which I recognized immediately with 20 seconds left as a game-losing blunder, and capitalized and played it perfectly, and then threw it all away. This is the maddening part of chess, is you're like, the game's over. You go here, and we have a clear plan. We bring the king over. And then you're like, no, wait, I think I can go here first. And then they just go, nope, now it's a draw. And you're just like, whoa, come on. So that is chess. That was this game. It was a draw. It says that we were both about 86 and 87%. But my blunders were enormous. Just A2, draw. All right. Well, that is going to do it for this edition of the Road to 2200. I hope you don't play as endgames as badly as I do. I work on them, and then I still do that. So, I'll see you next time, everybody. Goodbye.